Rotten or pristine, each heart contains
Oh.
life. Drink at this river, try it all.
Hey. Bon. Eh bien, on est de retour sur Vampyr.
Oh, come on, you bastard. I won't bite.
Sir, please. You've lost too much blood. Calm yourself.
You think I didn't notice? Stop your staring and get me to an hospital, you arse.
Insulting a good Samaritan. Not exactly the way to get rescued.
All right, sorry. I am in pain here. My guts are spilling out onto the street and you're yabbering on.
Yes. That's a very nasty wound you've got there. Take my word, I am a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Name's Clay Cox. I'd appreciate you helping me to a better place, Doc.
Follow me, Mr. Cox. Let me assist you to that better place.
Donc là, j'ai la possibilité de le charmer. Et de l'emmener. On va le charmer.
Bring this fading light into the shadows. Dance with him the dance of life and death.
Évidemment. Ah, je peux pas l'emmener à l'hôpital. D'accord. Tant pour moi. Je vais le laisser là. Et là, j'ai le choix entre l'étreindre et le relâcher. On va le relâcher pour l'instant. Son sang n'apporterait pas beaucoup d'XP.
I will not take another life.
Après, j'avoue que... un humain peu recommandable. Hein. Il finira certainement par passer et devenir mon casse-croûte. Donc on va regarder un petit peu...
It is wise for the huntsman to sometimes let his prey go, but no famished hunter can run for long.
Bon, on va arriver dans l'hôpital et on va faire connaissance un petit peu du service hospitalier, on va dire.
Doctor, where have you been? I've little time to play hide and seek with new staff members, no matter how illustrious they may be.
I found a wounded man by the docks. He answers to the name of Clay Cox. He requires urgent medical attention.
Already making the rounds? That's the Pembroke spirit. I'll ask our porter, Milton, to bring him back immediately.
Thank you, nurse. What can I do for you?
Dr. Swansea insisted we provide you a quiet office. You'll find it on the second floor with your name on the door.
Thank you. Nurse Crane, isn't it?
Yes, Dorothy Crane. Welcome to Pembroke Hospital, Dr. Reed. Your office has been prepared.
Bien, on va quand même lui poser quelques
I would
questions.
like to ask a few questions first. And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in, how does he fare?
I gave him a sedative to help him sleep. Poor thing was in quite a state of shock.
What kind of man is Dr. Swansea?
Well, you accepted the job from him. I thought you would have known about your employer.
It's right to assume Dr. Swansea knows far more about me than I do about him.
You'll get to know him soon enough, and better than me. The administrator has better things to do than mix with us.
Apologies, I've only just met him the once. This is sudden. I've only just returned to England.
Dr. Swansea is a brilliant surgeon and the most compassionate physician.
If you could point me in the direction of my room again, nurse.
Second floor of the hospital, left after the stairs. It's the last vacant office at the end of the corridor.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
On va faire un petit peu la connaissance des différents protagonistes. Hein.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm new here.
I've already heard about you, Dr. Reed. I'm Milton Hooks, the ambulance driver for this shithole of a hospital.
That's quite a blunt introduction, Mr. Hooks.
You can call me Milton. I like to speak my mind, Dr. Reed. Perk of the job. Don't judge me, and I won't judge you.
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about.
Well, I'm no doctor, but I'm pretty sure a gun can't be used as a surgical instrument.
You have a keen eye. I learned to shoot during the war, and have carried one ever since. Old habits die hard.
No need to explain, Dr. Reed. And if you ever need a better gun, remember, I may have something for you.
How is the situation around here?
You want to hear the situation is all right? It's fucking awful. We lack everything, and it's getting worse every day.
So what do you do exactly in this hospital? Apart from smuggling guns, I mean.
I've been an ambulance driver since... too long, I guess. I bring sick people here night and day. It's a dirty job, but I get it done. Most of the time.
Since you're on the front line, how is the sanitary situation in this vicinity?
It's a complete disaster. It's even getting dangerous to enter some streets or buildings. Even the locals attack you.
It sounds like things have been a bit rough recently. What's happened?
Yesterday I got attacked by the patient I was bringing here. I escaped through the hospital's garden, but I lost my wallet when I was running.
You left an infected patient outside the hospital? That's incredibly dangerous.
Go there yourself if you want, but be careful, Doctor. I'd rather not bring your dead body back.
Donc on a récupéré une quête. Ok. Pénétrer dans le jardin. Ok.
Are you really smuggling weapons through the hospital?
And why not? I've already been attacked by patients, you know. And by gang members willing to steal my money.
But you're not defending yourself. You're selling guns to civilians.
You keep people alive your own way, Doctor. I offer them another way to protect their health.
Pas mal. Bon. Parlons affaires. Voyons voir ce que tu proposes.
A reliable gun.
Ok, il vend un fusil. Je n'ai pas l'argent pour l'instant. Et c'est cool. Oh.
Good evening, nurse. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it...
How are things here?
Not good, to say the least. We're struggling against an invisible enemy, more lethal than any bullet from a gun. It's hard, Doctor.
Do you think this hospital can survive the epidemic?
We are all volunteers here, and we're trying to hold fast, but how do we beat an invisible killer? Some nurses have already resigned.
I'm not familiar with all the staff yet. Perhaps you could help me.
Brilliant professionals, most of them. Dr. Swansea has a gift for recruiting talent.
Most of them. Is there a problem I should know about, nurse?
It would be inappropriate for me to speak ill of a colleague.
Nurse Brannigan, if you do know something, please tell me. Anything you say will be held in confidence.
No. I may disagree with some conduct, but in the end, everybody is doing their best.
Is there anyone that stands out?
Well, I have never met someone as dedicated as Dr. Tippett's. He should be a standard for us all here. If only he were younger.
Why should his age be a problem?
I guess it's fair to say he's always pushing himself to the limits. He just doesn't know when to stop and get some rest.
Docteur Tippett, ça, ok.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Bon. Donc il y a de la RNG au niveau des loots. On a évidemment... On va regarder un petit peu la map, hein. Nous avons accès à Whitechapel. Attends, on va le remettre. Voilà.
Good evening, nurse Brannigan.
C'est pas ça que je voulais. Désolé. Donc, elle, on est déjà à la moitié. C'est incroyable. Incroyable, incroyable.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Donc, je voulais montrer. Ah mais attends, je peux pas. Ah si, voilà. Donc ça c'est la map du jeu. Je crois qu'il y a des quartiers qu'on pourra débloquer ou pas. Mais voilà, elle est répartie en 4 parties. Donc ça, nous sommes dans le quartier de l'hôpital.
Dr. Swansea is right.
Oh.
This place seems perfect to conduct my research.
Good evening, sir.
So it is true. The famous Dr. Reed has joined us. I can't think of any better news during these terrible times.
Do we know each other?
Actually, yes. We met once before, at the Rockefeller University in New York.
Dr. Tippett, yes, I remember. I was assisting Professor Carell in his research about coronary bypasses. He had nothing but praise for you.
He was also very confident about your future. And look at you now. Eminent surgeon and blood transfusion specialist.
What is the Pembroke Hospital situation? And please, speak freely.
This hospital is not exactly the best of London. I'm sure you are used to working in a better environment.
It's not exactly the best situation in London either. I can't have expected this hospital to be prepared for what was to come.
Don't be misled by appearances, Dr. Reed. This hospital does not lack talented people. It just lacks hope.
You're exhausting yourself, Corcoran. Maybe you should think about preserving your strength.
No, we must keep on healing all those poor souls. We are the last rampart before chaos. Once more unto the breach.
You've nothing to prove, Dr. Tippett, to anybody, and we all praise your experience. Please have some rest.
I am perfectly fine, and I am not too old for this job.
What can you tell me about the staff in the hospital?
Some are really good, and others are not so good. But during this troubled period, there is no time for slander. I prefer to focus on the positive character traits.
Tell me more about cherished people, then.
Nurse Brannigan is a pearl. She is the most helpful and dedicated nurse I've ever worked with. a clever and cheerful woman.
You really seem to admire her skills.
I'll go even further. If she was a man, she would be a damn fine practitioner.
Any opinion about the management?
I don't always agree with Dr. Swansea's reserve, but I must admit he does all he can to keep this facility running during this crisis.
Ah yes, the burden of command. I was fed up with this concept while serving as a medical officer.
Don't get me wrong. Swansea's a good administrator. I just wish he would get out of his office now and again.
Bien. Donc pour l'instant, on peut pas lui poser de questions parce qu'il faut aller plus loin dans les histoires. Donc là, on a des passions, on ira les rencontrer un peu plus tard. On va aller voir par là, tiens. Tiens, une affaire.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in this hospital.
Well, it's a euphemism that your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserved it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. But be warned, Milton is not the chatty type.
How long have you been a nurse?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication can achieve, Nurse Hawkins. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter, but I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
Donc voilà, pour l'instant.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Là, il y a des patients un peu partout.
I'm so tired.
Et tiens.
Will this shift never end?
Oh,
I
c'est
will not
cool.
let
Hein.
you down, my boy.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Dorothy.
And Mr. Hampton, the patient we brought in.
I gave him a sedative.
Ok, bon, on
Thank
lui a
you,
déjà
no.
parlé à Dorothy. Hein.
Good evening, Doctor. I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansea informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Thank you. And you are?
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. I'll be glad to help you if I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method. What is yours?
I'd rather not talk about it. For now, it's just theories and first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What can you tell me about the Pembroke?
Well, it has always been an honor to work with Dr. Swansea. But with your arrival, I can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Well, yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research, yet my supplier seems to have vanished.
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Reed. But if you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. You seem quite optimistic. It's a rare and precious attitude in these difficult times.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve the situation.
True. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling now.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
Tell me Mr. Fiddick's story.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was an accident.
But why would he hide such crucial information from us?
Because he is a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
This personal involvement could also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must remain neutral.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior, a man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
Do you think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
Vous pouvez pénétrer dans le jardin et trouver le bureau au premier étage. Donc du coup on a récupéré la base de quête. On va aller dans les jardins. Oh! Un autre...
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed.
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir. Especially when he was supposedly dead.
A colleague? Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore, sir. I used to be Dr. Rakesh Chadana. Now, I'm just Mr. Chadana, pawnbroker and humble guardian of this morgue.
What do you mean, you used to be a doctor? Was your license revoked?
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise. I run a little pawn shop while taking care of the dead. But I used to be a real doctor.
Are you afraid or uneasy being surrounded by so many corpses?
Why should I? These bodies are empty vessels. Flesh left to decay. Poof. No soul anymore. All gone.
An interesting point of view. And quite an exotic one, too. Most people fear, or at least have a respect, for dead flesh.
Sir, as a medic during the war, I learned to face my death and the death of others. It's the pain we have to tame, not death itself.
How did you get this job?
After I left the army, I worked as an undertaker down by the docks. A dangerous place with many an unpleasant business there. Milton Hooks helped me get a job here.
Have we met before?
I don't think so, sir. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny story, sir. Your sister came here a few nights ago. You were missing, and she was looking for your body. She must be very relieved now.
Do you work here alone?
Yes, very easy work, sir. All I have to do is watch a few bodies. The situation was very different when the main morgue was still open.
Why do you have to watch these bodies?
Because these poor fellows have no names. We keep them in case someone comes looking for the missing. Sadly, very rarely happens.
Why close the hospital's main morgue?
It was for sanitary reasons after the beginning of the epidemic. Cadavers had to be moved to the nearest mass grave.
A pawnbroker? I expect you get all types of people here.
Yes, sir. All kind of people. For I sell all kind of goods.
Who comes here to trade with you? It's very unhygienic, even unsafe. Diseases can spread. For the customers, for the hospital.
I'm very cautious, sir. I've been a doctor, remember? And all my clients are good people. In fact, I think I only know good people.
What kind of goods?
With the quarantine, it's not always easy to buy things. So I trade, I exchange. Some people sell, some others buy. I like to help.
Since you're not afraid of dying, do you believe in life after death, Rakesh?
No. I believe we must do all the good we can while alive. For our time is short, and the obstacles are endless.
Do you think you would enjoy immortality as a concept?
I don't think so. Don't mistake me. I love life, and I'd like to live a long life. But everything has to decay, sir. Even goodwill.
Do you really believe goodwill cannot last?
As I said, sir, everything decays. If I was to never die, goodness, I would be bored or worse. And I like to be helpful, sir.
Quite depressing, wouldn't you say?
Yes, but the good news is, we'll all die before losing our humanity, sir.
Bon.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Pour l'instant, j'ai pas de thune, donc ça sert à rien de regarder ce qu'il a. Là, c'est fermé. On a une petite librairie. Oh, l'ambiance, elle est vraiment chouette. Hein.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation.
Attends. Ah, je pense que le jardin de l'hôpital, il est par là. Là. Ah, c'était un petit peu nécessaire de faire la connaissance, au moins le premier jour, de chaque protagoniste. Hein.
locked, all right.
Verrouillé.
Scowl voices in the garden. I should investigate. If they were to find somebody.
Ah mince. Ok. On va trouver le portefeuille. Ah bah tiens. Oh. Bon. Photographie dans un portefeuille. Milton et Pippa pour toujours. Ah, ils sont ensemble.
So,
Bon.
Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item.
Intéressant.
Those two have hidden their affections well.
On va aller lui rendre son portefeuille. Attends. Un peu paumé là. Alors attends, parce que j'ai d'autres quêtes, non? Chapitre 1. Ok. L'autre, il m'a demandé d'aller lui chercher la boutique. Enfin, je crois. Ah, c'est quoi ça? Oh!
I cannot enter.
Bonjour, messieurs. On suce le sang. Bon. Donne un peu d'XP, tout ça, c'est plutôt cool. Hein. Oh. Donc en bas, on va aller voir un petit peu en bas. Je suis curieux. Ah, peut-être qu'on va pouvoir ouvrir la grille là-bas. Et verrouillé, ok. Oh. Assommer, vas-y. Ouf. Ça fait mal. Bon. D'accord. Oui. Bon. Hmm. Qu'est-ce qu'on a ici? Donc des portes fermées. À mon avis, pour l'instant, j'ai pas trop besoin de me déplacer entre guillemets sur la map. Oh, ça c'est bon ça. Donc évidemment là, niveau 10, hein, on va esquiver pour l'instant tout ce qui est garde, c'est un peu dangereux. Juste que je comprenne un petit peu comment retourner dans l'hôpital. Par là. Voilà. Bon. Ok.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Hmm.
I'd like to see...
Wise choice, Dr. Reed.
Alors, après lui il vend des morceaux de cachette commune. Ça, il faudra que je regarde un peu plus tard, mais bon, c'est intéressant, c'est intéressant. Donc du coup, enquête terminée, trouver le bureau au premier étage. J'ai l'impression que pour l'instant on a clôturé la première partie. Parce que du coup, marchand, trouver le bureau au premier étage. Donc ouais, c'est ça. Hein. Pour l'instant, on peut pas. Pour l'instant, on peut pas trop se déplacer en ville, hein, ce qui est un peu dommage, on va dire, mais bon, logique d'une certaine manière. Là, il y a des ultimes aussi. Là, il y a plusieurs sorts et plusieurs ultimes. Ouais. Emplacement vide. Ok, bon. Allez, c'est parti. Tiens. Si usé. Thomas Elwood, homme 28 ans. Ok. Oh.
It's locked.
Verrouillé.
This must be the place. It's definitely away from prying eyes. Relegated to the shadows. A kingdom of my own. At least I won't be sleeping in a coffin. The flower's dying. It needs water.
Il me faudra de l'eau. Analyser. Ça c'est chouette ça. Donc là on a l'acier usé, le gourdin usé. Ok. Petite bouteille, donc ça on va recycler. Voilà.
William Bishop's blood is much more unstable than human blood and shows extensive mutation. But this is not what happened to me. I must keep on searching. The sun is about to rise. I can feel it. I'll continue tomorrow night. I have so much time now.
Donc là on peut directement mettre si on veut d'autres pouvoirs, mais c'est pas ce qui va m'intéresser. Génération rapide, 5% de soins supplémentaires. Donc j'ai combien? J'ai 1600 points que je peux distribuer, donc jauge de santé plus 50. J'avoue que ça c'est chouette. 15% d'endurance. Bim. Endurance, santé. Pour l'instant, morsure bestiale, régénération rapide, 300. Mon capacité sanguine, 5% de sang. Ça c'est pas mal. Là j'hésite entre les deux. On va prendre ça. Je pense que là on sera pas mal. Hein. C'est vrai que j'ai pas mis de truc défensif. C'est vrai que ça pourrait être intéressant. Par contre 600. Ouais, il faudra voir ça un peu plus tard. Là on a la charge et là on a la voile d'ombre. Ok, là en sacoche médicale et réserve de munitions. Ok. Bon, vous savez quoi?
If I'm to stay here until my research is complete, I'd better learn to hide my true nature from the mortals. But what about my thirst for blood?
Eh bien, vous savez quoi? On va s'arrêter là pour cet épisode. On se retrouve très rapidement pour la suite des aventures de Jonathan. Je vous dis à très vite. Portez-vous bien et à la prochaine.